guys. Good afternoon, good evening, good day. Magandang araw po sa inyo lahat, wherever you may be in Revit. So today, we'll be doing a small building. It's actually a residential building inspired by an image of a Torogan house. It's one of the traditional houses in the Philippines. We will be using Revit 2022. Let's go. So let's start with the normal default metric template. Default metric English. Okay. And let's click OK. So this is default metric template in Revit 2022. So inspired by this Torogan house. We will assume the dimensions because we don't have the information on the dimensions of this building. So we'll say, looking at this image, based on the proportion with the human image here, I would estimate the floor-to-floor height to be around let's say 3 meters. Let's say 3 meters. So level 1 would be the ground level, and then level 2 would be the upper floor, and then the roof level. We'll consider this level as the roof level. That's another 3 meters, and another 3 meters for the top of the roof. So that would be around 9 meters. If I'm not mistaken. We can adjust to the floor level heights based on how we see the proportion, and the base of the building. We'll assume that this is around pretty small, about 2 meters by let's say 3 meters, 3 by 6 meters. Yeah, let's assume, because they have 2 main trusses here. I would assume that's 3 meters and another 3 meters there. And yeah, let's try. Keep the image here as our reference, and then let's start with the grid. Before that, let's check on our levels. So we'll make it 3 meter level, and let's get the other level with level 3, and let's at the top of the roof. Let's assume it's about 2.5. Okay, this will be top of the roof, and this is the roof level. Okay. That should be fine. Okay, let's create the grid. So let's assume that this would be 3 meters, and these two are, I don't think so. It should be 2, 2, and 2, so that would be like 6 by 6, because I see 3 columns right there. Okay. So 2 meter grid. Okay, it's all good. Let's lock everything. Let's lock. Let's spin it. It won't move. Let's create a slab to start with. So this would be a structural slab. 150. No. Let's change it. Let's create a new foundation slab. Make it 300. Okay, and let's edit thickness be 300. Okay, there we go. Okay, and let's just draw that in this boundary within this grid. Yeah, we can adjust it later on. Just click check. And let's look at the 3D. What happened? Where is the slab right now? Let's continue. Level 1. It's a structural slab. It's concrete, plain. There's no finish. If we look closer to the finished area, some of the columns are exposed here. There are a couple of columns that supports this. Braces, like braces that supports the roof element, like a half roof here. So if you look at this cross section of a Malayan house, it kind of have the similar roofing, which is a ventilated roof with space at the top. But in this case, we have a window there, and this is probably a sleeping area. It's just what we're making is like a taller version of this Malayan house. So if we ask Google, a Torogan house is literally a resting place or sleeping place. So obviously that second floor or level 2 would be a sleeping place, and this is a traditional ancestral house built by the Maranao people of Lanao in Mindanao in the Philippines. They say that a Torogan was a symbol of high social status. Such a residence was once a home to a sultan or datu in the Maranao community. So what we're making is not typical house back in the days, but this is one of those houses where the sultan or datu or the tribe's leader would be living. Let's continue our structural work on the column. So let's assume we have 6 columns of 60 by 60. Okay, maybe 450. Let's do it at 450. So let us create a new one. It will be a 450. Then let's make this platform that is slightly above. Let's consider that as our architectural floor. About 300 millimeter up. So on top of that, they built those wooden. Okay, let's consider them as wooden elements. So in our structural tab, let's see if we can get columns from wood. We have wood. Okay, we have timber column. We have strand lumber column, glulam western species column, southern pine column, and lumber column. The challenge is, do we have those circular ones? We might not have them, but let's see what we can do with this first type. Okay, obviously it comes in a square section. We have the size here. change the rendering settings because it's taking forever on the very high resolution settings that we did earlier. We'll just do a medium setting and at 150 dpi with exterior sun. I've adjusted also the sun setting from 10 in the morning. I made it 1:30 p.m. so it would look a little bit similar to that we have here, because on the other rendering that we did when it was 10 in the morning, the sun is coming from this right hand side, so it should come from the left hand side, similar to what you see on the image. Let's just continue, and we'll have a few clouds, that's fine, and we can start render now. Let's see how fast this would go. Oh, it's rendering. It went to the, it is now rendering our 3D view. It is rendering our 3D view, which is not our intention. That's not our intention. Okay, that's fine. We'll have that rendered image in the 3D view, and of course we can save that to the project, and then we'll close that and go back here to the 3D view one and render it 150 dpi. You can see it's rendering really fast with this simple setting. So for studies purposes, you can go to this simple settings and render it. I should take no more than a minute to render. Yeah, it's coming out really quick at that setting. So we can still improve on the resolution, so let's try 300 dpi, same settings, and then let's go again and render it. Still will be done in less than a minute for this setting. Earlier on the 150 dpi it took only less than 20 seconds, so now I would think, yeah, 30 seconds and it's done. Let's try to adjust the lighting on the image using the Revit function here at the adjust exposure. So you'll see this exposure control. So the exposure value, we make it 11. It will be too bright, so let's adjust it. Maybe the 13 should be fine, or 12.75. It's okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. And those other features can be used. The shadows, if you want it a little bit darker, make it 23. Okay. If you want the shadow to be lighter, then make it 0.15. Okay. So that's your rendered image, and this is the photo reference that we used, and that's the 3D model right there. So that's the 3D model right there. I hope this has been a good learning experience for you who have seen this video. Again, please like and share, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Maraming salamat po. This is Aris Basa. I hope to see you on the next edition of Revit tutorial here in Revit Life.